Hello and welcome to another jungle video, and in this one we are going to be having a look at 4 best exercises you can use to become a better jungler. But instead of being another clickbait title on YouTube, I actually mean it. We've had a lot of educational videos this year already, a lot of decision-making videos and things that we really need to understand in order to become a better player. However, it's one thing for me to tell you and show you how and when to do things, it's another for you to actually take those as actionable tips and put them into your own gameplay. Because at the end of the day, I just want to see all of you climb, unless you happen to main Shaco. So let's not waste any more time, we'll keep this video a little shorter and to the point. If you do enjoy, please consider leaving a like and of course subscribing. Head to the gameplay channel for full analysis on all your favorite champions. And now without further hesitation, let's begin. And so all of these exercises are something I would implement as an actual coach. Of course, I have a teaching degree, I am a teacher, I've coached multiple sports, and I grew up watching Allen Iverson, so my perspective on practice is a little bit more emphasized. If you can even do one of these exercises once a day or all of them once a day, you will notice this improvement really transcending your gameplay as you go throughout the season. Alright, the first exercise is very simple. Did you ever wonder how Taliyah went from basically forgotten, non-existent? Maybe it's because she actually loves sand and we all hate sand because it's coarse and irritating. But all Riot did was basically make her clear speed do more damage, which meant she could do it faster, healthier, stronger, better, got onto the map sooner, and basically could control the entire meta because she could one-shot everyone with her full combo. Yes, at the end of the day, a jungler has to first clear, do something on the map, go back to base, control crabs, repeat gank, clear again, and all of that is controlled by the efficiency of how you do your first route, your clear practice. If you cannot have an optimized clear for the champion you're playing, if you are slow, if you make mistakes, if you lose more HP than you need to, this affects every decision you make subsequent to your first route. So yes, every single day with whatever champion you're playing, please go into the practice tool and do your first clears without a leash, maximize your times, compared to high elo players, simply do 5, time your routes, and every single day try and improve upon that. It's something so simple for you and really the core of this video because of the foundations it lays for your entire game. It's very easy to go look up the best Challenger 1 tricks in the world, go to a website, download their replays from League of Graphs or what have you, observe and watch how they clear and what times they get, and then strive to match that yourselves. If you don't do it properly and you come out of the jungle with lower HP than expected, what if you want to gank after your first route but you are 50% HP? That's kind of risky, especially if the top lane is a Darius or a Renekton. They will turn, you will die, and in some elos your top laner might have mentally checked out of the game already. If you want to invade the enemy jungle and cheese them on their second buff but you have half HP, how's that gonna work? If they've done their job and they're actually full HP and efficient as well, you're not going to be able to beat them unless you are a supreme counter, but still, it's unlikely. And even with niche things like Karthus, Fiddlesticks, Shaco, historically Rengar's first clear has been quite intricate. It's a little easier this year with the W buffs and the Ember Knife and what have you, but being peak efficiency with these champions at their clears because of how they want to play the game is basically fundamental to whether you would win or not. You're seeing a Fiddlestick side by side and you can basically throw Karthus into this equation as well because of the unique aspect of those champions and how important it is to sequence quickly and efficiently. If you mess up, you will now be 10, 15, 20 seconds behind the cadence of the map, and instead of just giving up the bottom crab and saying, you know what, I can't beat the Kha'Zix because I have no lane prio, I'm simply going to flex to the top side, take that crab, and carry on my farming business. That's great because he cleared well. In our lower elo example, he actually reset the wolves and now is in a bit of a situation where he's not able to actually do what he wants to on the map, and every decision has an implication at this point. Now we use the high elo example of the Fiddlesticks to say, well, he can simply get to the other crab. And if he messed up his timers, maybe he doesn't only lose bottom crab, but he decides to run across mid lane, gank it, or simply shove to create prio, and gets the top crab as well. Now he knows because you started red raptors, he can actually counter jungle your raptors at the second tier spawn at around 4 or 5, and Fiddlesticks is kinda lost. That's definitely more of a high MMR thing, but in your mid to lower MMR games, you might not have enemy junglers who beat you 1v1 having super big brain map control, but what will happen is you'll be late to rotations, you'll be late to ganks, you'll be late to counter jungling opportunities that give you advantages over bad junglers simply because our first clear was not efficient. So yes, take your champion pool, whatever 3 champions you're spamming at the moment, and make sure those first clears are efficient, healthy, and improving every single day. An easy first tip with a long explanation, but an extension of that is your jungle tracking practice, and that's our second thing. Now, if you're looking at how do I actually track a jungle, I made a core video on that and counter jungling and invading, that I'll link below. I cover the jungle tracking almost in every single gameplay video on the other channel, simply because of how important it is to high elo games, so those will definitely cover the foundational principles for you. But in terms of getting your own jungle tracking really up there in terms of quality, it's so damn easy. You watch a streamer, doesn't matter what streamer, mid lane, jungle, top support, hell, even ADC if you want to, most high elo streamers cover their minimaps. This is perfect. With the information that they give you on the stream, continuously try to infer where the enemy jungler might be. Watch your jungler, watch skirmishes, watch when they click around the map, watch when they use their F keys, and if they're not doing that enough, well then that's actually their problem, not yours, and it shows you the importance of actually making sure you are looking around the map, staring at the minimap, and using those F keys. Which actually means it's better to take your own personal approach. Take your software of choice, go ahead, jungle, play your games as if no one's watching, record them in OBS or what have you, and then open it up and attempt to understand where the jungle is with the information that you gave yourself. And at this point, if you don't have enough, that's on you. Where did they start? Where did they gank first? What are their goals? What do they want to accomplish on the map? All of the foundational principles I've talked about in those videos that I said I'll link below, all now you can do without the pressure of having to actually play the game. But the more you do this, the better you will become at sort of processing the information very quickly, and then you can fuse your ability to play the game with your ability to track the game. Thirdly, you can always load up any high elo game you want, any elo game you want, your own as well, and now put the vision perspective on your own and consistently click around and look for cues of where the enemy jungler might be. Obviously don't cheat and click on the camps to see the particles. That does of course require you to have discipline and willpower, but if you're this far in the video, I assume you have those things and you simply want to get better. All the information you need to jungle track is in the game. It's simply whether you are aware of it and you're actually using it. And the third thing is ganking recognition. This has an extension of jungle tracking because your counter ganking is a direct result of you anticipating where the enemy jungler is going to gank because you understand where the pathing is going to be, what they want to do, and what exactly the lane states are. And all the CC assessment and which lane is the best one to actually gank, that's easy. You can do that in Champion Select, you do that from Champion Knowledge, you will gain that over time with experience. And I've covered many videos on ganking fundamentals, again I'll link that below. But in terms of actually recognizing when a lane is gankable, what you do is, you open up a VOD, but instead of watching jungle this time, you just watch mid lane. Double click the champion, simply watch them run around. Do it the same for bottom lane, do the same for top lane. Note at every point you think the lane looks gankable. Literally write down the time that you think, hey, the jungler could actually gank this. Now look where the jungler is. Why are they there and why didn't they recognize this opening? Now obviously you can't be there for every opening in every lane, but it's about the pathing to recognize when waves are going to push and pull, when exactly those openings are going to be available, what level spikes are really good for ganking, level 6, level 3, and you will notice that more so if you're following a laner around and then asking yourself, wait, why the hell was mid lane so primed for a gank, yet I went to base after doing Gromp, full HP just hitting level 6. And this is better when you're looking at your own VOD simply because you can really say, why was I there? But you can do the same in pro play, you can do the same for high elo. A lot of junglers just don't path according to lane states and then miss a lot of these golden opportunities. And honestly, that makes me a little sad because I play lane and I love to set up lanes for junglers. They go back to base after Krugs, I'm bottom lane saying, we just hit 6 and there's a dragon, why are you going top now? But I think in short, if you cannot afford to play another account and play another role, which you should do anyway if you really want to be a better player, the next step at the very least with limited time if you're not someone who can dedicate a lot of their life to this, is simply watching a replay from the POV of a laner and saying, whoa, this is such a gankable lane. And finally, even if the lane is pushing, don't come to me, don't go to your laners and say, what's pushing, I couldn't gank it, I'm sorry. That's nonsense and you know it, and when you're playing Hecarim, that's even more nonsense. I love it when Elises tell me, I couldn't gank that. Under tower. Sorry, just wasn't gonna happen. You're Elise, the queen of tower dives. If you cannot tower dive, don't play Elise. And that's the point. The final thing for ganking recognition is understanding how far a jungler can push the limit to get a gank before they need to pull out and it becomes dangerous. That is a little bit more specific to your particular champion, but that's something I would add as a bit of a takeaway when you're watching high MMR games. You think a lane isn't gankable, but then of course the jungler shows up. They're not ganking a mana-less lane like you would in, say, Platinum, which I don't understand. Your bottom lane is no mana, why are you ganking this? They're ganking lanes in a prime position, and everyone's able to fully commit until the kill is secured, and everyone's happy, and that's all we want. Happy jungler, happy laner, happy game. And a lot of that in the end, and this is the fourth point, and that's really a summation of all of this, your jungle decision making. For this, I'm simply going to say those jungle decision making videos I make, I understand not everyone in the subscriber base enjoys that kind of video, but you can do that yourself very easily. You open up the game, you pause at crucial moments and you say, should I go back? Why or why not? Should I have engaged in this position? Yes or no? Should I have used the Herald here? Yes or no? And by simply self-questioning in those particular moments, maybe 15 questions per game, you're going to start to create a tendency of understanding a bit more about why you do things and why you don't do things. Add into that watching your favorite tutorials, reading your favorite guides, watching your favorite high elo streamers, doesn't matter who they are, your decision making will improve. You do not need me to make a video to give you that knowledge test. You can simply do it yourself as well. And that's the point of this video. I'm giving you a little bit of the responsibility for your own growth, your own climbing. Ignore your teammates. Get your clear practice down, make sure it's fluid, efficient, no mistakes, as fast as possible, as healthy as possible. Make sure you are tracking enemy junglers with extreme precision because it will set up your counter ganks, your map rotations to get to places quickly, and of course there's nothing worse for a jungler than being controlled by the enemy jungler. Improve that ganking recognition by understanding a little bit about how lanes push and pull together. Question every decision you make because as a jungler, one of the most difficult things is in any given moment you might have 3 possibilities and all 3 are good ones. You have to be able to weigh the risk-reward ratio for each of them and hope that it actually plays out in the way you intend. Remember, a bad play resulting in good results is results-based thinking. We don't like that. Even if a good play ends up badly, the decision to do it must still be sound. But there you have it, something a little bit more grounded in reality, applying things to your own game. Sometimes I just want to put these kind of videos out, but I don't know how to title them or structure them. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy and learn something. The coaching sign-up is available in that channel on my Discord. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.